kind of want to start this video out by saying a big thank you to everybody that just supports the channel and comments on the videos and shares the videos and kind of keeps me motivated. So there's a lot of just bad stuff that's been happening lately, and like with the truck, and it makes it easier, a lot easier to stay motivated when you guys show the support that you have been. So thanks for being so awesome. It really keeps me going. A situation like this, it could be very easy to just kind of throw in the towel and let the truck have some downtime for a while, but I'm motivated enough to actually get up and go find a transmission the next day and hopefully get this thing going soon enough. So enough of me rambling about that. Let's get to business. All right, guys, so we're gonna get going on this transmission, and a lot of you guys were saying that you wanted to see longer unedited clips. So that's what we're gonna do today. So I'm gonna take the pan off first. You guys also said that you want to see me use power tools more. Probably a little bit less boring. So many bolts. Alright, so I was able to successfully remove this transmission from the truck without undoing any of the bolts. As you can see, the bell housing is completely shattered. This is the only bolt hole that was still left, but this bolt ripped the little tab off of the actual engine block. So there was one bolt holding the engine in, or one bolt holding the transmission in. That was the rear mount bolt. And I'll show you guys something absolutely glorious here. This is the torque converter. And I won't be able to get it out now. But anyways, the pump shaft is completely snapped off inside the torque converter. There we go. Look at that. Completely snapped off. Then I also noticed, look at how black the back side of this converter is. That wasn't like that before. So this thing was getting like really hot. So I don't know if it was like some kind of a problem with this, or I was having a problem with this. Definitely not good though. So, in short, the converter's junk. In my opinion, it's junk. There's a lot of metal and stuff stuck inside of it. And the little flat spots for the pump are completely rounded off. Like I don't know what happened. No idea. But I'm gonna say that the converter's junk. So that's pretty awesome, because that converter was like brand new and it had 300 miles on it. So I'm really excited about that being junk now. Makes me happy. I feel good about buying it. So I'm going to just clean off the edges here. Does look like there's some clutch material, kind of a lot of clutch material in here for being a fresh rebuild. Huh, guys? What do you think? Take the filter off. I'm kind of really curious to see what's bad inside this thing, or if anything is bad, for two reasons. Just one, because I want to know, and two, because I found another transmission on Craigslist for $250, but it supposedly doesn't have second gear, so that might be my go-to to fix it. Take all the valve body bolts out. bunch of 8 mils, or a bunch of 10 mils and some 8 mils. Guys, I'm not going to go into a whole lot of detail about this because I do have a complete rebuild video that goes into detail about all this stuff. So these are all the 10 mils. This is the relief plate for the Transgo kit, or shift kit. I should be able to take this rear lube hose off there. I don't know what the hell. Lube tube, that's what they call it. Alright, so get the wiring out. Oh, that just popped right off, nice and easy. It looks okay. Get all the wiring off. There we go. Alright, so that's out of the way, so valve body should come off. Oh, missing one bolt there. I want to be careful with this gasket because it does have the Transgo kit, and I might want to try to reuse this. I don't see any issues. Except there's a lot of clutch material. Like, I'm really surprised how much clutch material is in this thing. From basically being a fresh rebuild. Very surprised. So I'm going to take I'm going to try to get the check balls out. I just use a little, these little neo magnets for the check balls. 1, 2, 3. I'm still not seeing anything, I guess, at this point. That would be alarming. I'm going to zap these pump bolts out of here. Now I'd like to congratulate you for making it to this section of the video that I have sped up for your pleasure, because this is just me struggling for approximately 30 minutes to get the pump off the front of the transmission. So sit back and enjoy this music that I found from a random artist on SoundCloud. The link will be in the description, because that's what's required for me to use it. Enjoy. decided to cut that portion because it took me like probably 20 minutes to get that pump off. It doesn't have the shaft on it, so I couldn't really get it out of there. So now I'll just go through and start yanking the guts and see if we can find anything. See if we can find anything bad. Alright, so this is some shit. This is the overrun drum, and this is, everything seems to be working fine there. So I'm going to have to take this Torx out of there to get the fourth drum out. So everything there looks okay. I need a Torx. I forget what size it is. Oop, it's a little bigger. A little bit bigger. And this is where the journey begins, when we are looking for the wrench that we need. Where could it be? It's under the truck. Good stuff. This is just this little Torx. There we go. That's how you do it. Drop it on the ground so you know it's good. So this is just a Torx head bolt, and then the other one I believe is a 3/8 12 point. Not to be confused with a 10 millimeter. You'll strip it out. Ask me how I know. Oh, this is coming out really hard. So this bolt goes into the center support, but this fucker's coming out really hard. I wouldn't think that would come out that hard. Looks okay. Alright, so now this fourth drum should come out now that I have this Torx bolt. Everything looks good there. So we got the forward drum. Looks like it got pretty hot. See that? Looks like it was getting really hot. Now we have direct drum. And we have a drop direct drum. Ooh. Sprig still looks good. But it does look, yeah, there's an issue right there. See how that's all fucking wore down right there? That looks like that locked up. I did want to clarify right away in this section that I believe that's actually a factory mark on the drum. So if you look at this exploded diagram right here and you zoom in onto the direct drum, it is actually in the drawing on the exploded diagram, and I did look back at the video when I disassembled this and some internet pictures of other direct drums, and it seems to be normal. I guess I just didn't really notice it before when I did the rebuild. Let's keep going. So we got the intermediate snap ring now. So that'll come right out. Try to keep this thing in order. And now all the intermediate clutches and steels should come out. Look a little worn. So we got the center support snap ring. Everything looks okay, guys, except for that drum, the direct drum. It looks like it might have gotten unhappy. That low, I think that's the low 1-2 band or something like that. Come on, bitch. Come on now. This isn't that complicated. You can come out, it's okay. I'm not gonna hurt you. This is a beveled snap ring that goes on top of the center support. So now the center support should come out. Oh, I forgot something. Forgot to take out the lube tube on the side. So there's this tranny oil cooler line on the side that goes into the center support housing. Forgot about that. Oh, fucking, she's on there tight. Must have had my girlfriend tighten that one, jeez. What the hell? That's loose now. So, and you can, I don't know if you can see, I'll show it to you guys. This transmission twisted so much when it broke, it actually bent the cooler lines. This was coming straight out, it actually bent this. That's how much the transmission twisted inside the tunnel. So now that I got that out, this center support assembly should come out of here. And yeah, everything looks fine. got another roller spray. Let me see here. That goes underneath center support. And I'm going to have to take, where's my big wrench? This is my big wrench, guys. Can you tell why I call it my big wrench? I got this for free. I found it on the side of the road. It was actually in the middle of the road and I found it. So, I took it home. This is mounted on the tail shaft so that rear carrier assembly thingy dingy won't come out of there unless you get that off. It gets stuck in the back of the case. I'm going to take out this sun shaft, I think it's called. Shin shaft. So, it looks weird, but that looks machined. Planetary assembly rotates fine, no issues. This Sprague assembly works good, I think. There's no pieces missing from there. Yeah, see how it spins one direction and locks the other direction? That's all fine. Fine and dandy. That's all looking okay. The only thing left is this reverse band, which I don't know if I'm going to be able to get out because I didn't take the reverse servo pin out. And yeah, it looks fine. A little bit of wear on there, but yeah, guys, I don't really see much. I don't really see much wrong. I think I'm gonna go back and I'm going to look at the rebuild video and see if I had this stuff on there on the direct drum. I don't think I did, but I want to go back and look at it, because if this is the case, I might have had an issue with this locking up like second gear or locking up multiple gears at the same time. I'll have to see. I can look at the apply chart and show like when this applies, but that looks like it was wore out, and this band looks a little bit worn. But I don't know, I guess I don't really find anything like catastrophic. I thought maybe it was a sprag or something that locked up and failed, but I don't know. So yeah, I would say these parts are still good. Everything's good inside here, so I'm kind of leaning towards it just being the drive shaft that took a shit. It was probably the front U-joint on the drive shaft wasn't happy and just blew the whole frickin' thing up. That's probably what it was. That's like, I guess, the only thing that I didn't really redo and kind of skimped on in the beginning was just to get it running. I just took the stock Ranger shaft and then added the front slip yoke on it and converted it over. But I don't know. That's probably what it was. So I think I might pick up that $250 cheap Craigslist one with the missing the second gear and go through that one. Use some of these parts if I have to, because these all have the fresh rebuild parts and these all look good. And we'll slam it back together and get a good drive shaft. I'll probably spend a little bit more time and like check the pinion angle and all that shit too, and reuse the HD2 kit and stuff. I'll have to pull the shit out of the pump for that, but I don't know, guys. I guess it was probably the drive shaft. Have fun.